much hurt and all alone. I know I'm blessed to have you by my side, but things get hard and I forget what I should know. And all I wanna do is run and hide when life is just too suffocating to go on. And trouble seems to add up more each time. I pinch myself to realize I'm where I belong. Remembering the love you helped me find. On precious nights I turned to you when I was lonely. When memories made things die, you showed me light. You gave me hope when I was lost and needed company. You made me see that angels come on precious nights. When I get weak, forgetful, lost, and full of pain, I just wanna keep it all inside. But all of a sudden, skies are clear and no more rain. And I no longer feel the need to cry. On precious nights I turned to you when I was lonely. When memories made things die, you showed me light. You gave me hope when I was lost and needed company. You made me see angels come on precious nights. I want you near me. I love you dearly. I need you completely in my life. Promise me you'll always hold on tight. On precious nights I turned to you when I was lonely. When memories made things die, you showed me light. You gave me hope when I was lost and needed company. You made me see angels come on precious nights. On precious nights I turned to you when I was lonely. When memories made things die, you showed me light. You gave me hope when I was lost and needed company. You made me see angels come on precious nights. You made me see angels come on precious nights.
Just shake it. Hey, welcome to the Timmy Willis Show. Thanks for tuning in. As you know, I always like to bring to you my guest up close and personal. And today is no exception. I've come across a very talented young lady who goes by the name of Miss Nicoletta Giacchino.
Hi, thank you very much for having me today.
Well, I'm glad you came on the show, and I'd like to know, everyone was born somewhere.
Right.
Where were you born?
I was born in Monroeville.
Oh, really?
Right out like about 20 minutes from Pittsburgh, from where we are right now.
Yeah. Well, what was it like for you growing up there?
Oh, it was great. My grandma lived across the street, and my uncle lived next door. So
Get out of here.
we're a really close, huge family. And every Sunday we go over there for dinner, and we're really close. And it was really nice to have them nearby.
Yeah, that's great, great. Now, when you were little, did you play games? Like, what type of games did you play, if you played any?
Oh, we were outside all the time. My neighbors and I were really good friends. And, you know, just tag and hide and go seek, but we used the entire neighborhood, so.
So you played hide and go seek too, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You know, we used to play that too, you know, as when I was growing up. Now, when you were little, did you have a favorite TV show?
I watched Sesame Street, The Big Comfy Couch. I watched Nick at Night like no other. I loved that. You know, then when American Idol came out, that was all we watched as we got a little older. So.
Yeah, yeah. Now, that was a beautiful song that you sang in the opening. What song was that?
It was called On Precious Nights. Yeah. It's an original. So.
Oh, is that original?
Yes.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, I actually didn't write it. I wish that I could take credit for writing it, but it was written by a lady named Stephanie Ridenhour. So she was actually local for a while, but I think she just moved to Washington, D.C.
Okay, great. Now, you have a very beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Now, what was it about singing that caught your interest in the first place?
You know, I think it's a really great way that everyone can express themselves, and, you know, with the different genres too. But I haven't actually picked a certain one. I just like to just do whatever comes naturally. I've always listened to music since I was little. My dad we used to sing Stand By Me every night before he went to bed.
Is that right?
So I think that's kind of what caught my attention, was just, it was a connection my dad and I had, and then there was music around my grandma's house, Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett, and then recently Michael Bublé, which we love. So I was always influenced by it.
So do you remember how old you were when you first realized that you had this voice?
I think I was about 6 years old when we were in the car, and I think I was singing a song from the Disney soundtrack, Eeyore's Lullaby, and ever since then, we just took off from there.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So did you like do a lot of singing around the house and things like that?
Oh, my mom said I never stopped humming. Like, I'd be drinking my bottle and humming, and I'd get in trouble sometimes, just be like in school.
Yeah.
My teachers would be like, "Who's humming?" And I don't even realize I'm doing it. So.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's great. Now, you have another song prepared for us?
Yes. I have a song, another original called Take Time Out, written by the same woman. So.
Okay. You ladies and gentlemen, you ready? Let's give it to Miss Nicoletta.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Some lie about the games that they are playing. Some cry about the things that they do. Some feel like they don't know where they're going. Some know that it's all about you. Whatever it is, give it your best. Remember the real, forget the rest. Promise me this, that you will change. 'Cause baby, I'm tired of the games. Take time out, boy, count 2, 3. 'Cause you know this ain't how it's supposed to be. Tell me the reason why you act this way. Making me believe everything you say. Take time out, boy, count 2, 3. 'Cause you know this ain't how it's supposed to be. Tell me the reason why you act this way. Making me believe everything you say. Some take the lives they got for granted. Some think you're better off alone. If you care for what you wish for, then all dreams you have are gold. Wherever it is, give it your best. Remember the real, forget the rest. Promise me this, that you will change. Baby, I'm tired of your games. Take time out, boy, count 2, 3. Cause you know this ain't how it's supposed to be. Tell me the reason why you act this way. Making me believe everything you say. Take time out, boy, count 2, 3. Cause you know this ain't how it's supposed to be. Tell me the reason why you act this way. Making me believe everything you say. Tell me why you do what you do, boy. Tell me why you play these games. Tell me why you do what you do, boy. Tell me why you play these games. Tell me why you do what you do, boy. Tell me why you play these games. Tell me why you do what you do, boy. Tell me why you play these games. Take time out, boy, count 2, 3. Cause you know this ain't how it's supposed to be. Tell me the reason why you act this way. Making me believe everything you say. Take time out, boy, count 2, 3. Cause you know this ain't how it's supposed to be. Tell me the reason why you act this way. Making me believe everything you say. Take time out, boy, count 2, 3. Cause you know this ain't how it's supposed to be. Tell me the reason why you act this way. Making me believe everything you say. Oh. Tell me why you play these games. Tell me why you do what you do, boy.
Nicoletta, you was jamming on that song.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was in there jamming with you.
Thank you.
And now you said that was an original, right?
Yes.
Well, how do you pick those songs? I mean, what do you look for in a song when somebody brings you a song? What do you look for?
Well, Walt gives me some options. Walt gave me some options, and he, I tried to pick ones that I could relate to the most, and that I thought other people could relate to.
Mm-hmm.
So, on Precious Nights, that one I think everyone can relate to, because everyone, whether it's an angel or a best friend or something like that, everyone has something that can make them feel better when they're down. And Take Time Out's more of I wanted something bubbly and happy, because I tend to lean towards ballads a lot, which I don't really know why, but I do.
Yeah. Now, when you say Walt, you talking about Walt Maddox?
Yes, Walt Maddox.
Okay. Yeah. So you work with Walt as well?
Yes, I do. He's one of my big mentors. I like him. He's
That's
a very
good.
nice man.
Yeah, Walt's a good guy.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, is this your first television appearance?
Yes, it is.
Great.
So,
great. All
I'm
right.
pretty excited. Thank you very much.
Yes, yeah. I'm excited for having you on here.
Thanks.
Really. Now, for those who would like to know, and I know you're probably saying, man, how can I get in touch with this young lady? This is just what I need for my next production, for my next CD. I'm going to tell you now, so you better get your pencils ready. You can contact Nicoletta right here at 412-779-6068. So you can give her a call, and she loves to sing, so give her a call. Okay, now, did you sing in school when you were in school?
Yes, we have show choirs and musicals and all that stuff. I'm always first one to be trying out for that.
Is that right?
Yes.
Now, do you remember the first time you sang in front of an audience?
I think it was actually, well, I performed since like 5th grade with the chorus, so that was probably the first time. But by myself, I remember my first, I think it was the national anthem at my football game at our school for our midget football team. And I was so nervous, but it worked out really well. There was a ton of people there. It was just threw me right into it and got me warmed up right away.
Yeah. So was you nervous or?
Oh yes.
Really?
I get nervous every time.
You do?
Yes. But I think it's good. It's good nervous energy.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, what about a band? Have you sang with a band?
No, I never have. Or I've sang with the bands that, because I've opened for the Marcells and the Vogues before, and the bands that they, set up for me each time. I've sang with them. It's a lot of fun to have like a live band instead of just a soundtrack. Yeah. Because you have people to interact with and stuff like that.
How would you like to have your own band, own backing band?
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, when would you like to do something like that? Is that further down the road, or is that something you might want to look into, like at this stage?
I'd definitely like to look into that very soon. It's so much easier and more fun to work with other people because, you like to have the focus on yourself, but also takes a little bit of pressure off too sometimes. Okay,
so y'all hear that now. She's looking for some musicians as well. So you better get that call. Now, let me ask you this: what type of stage show would you like to do if you had the opportunity right now to put a stage show together? What type of show would you like to do?
Any kind of show. I mean, I've always wanted to kind of host like a talent show for younger kids and then like perform at it, and I don't know, just something fun like that, and then move upwards.
Well, what about doing something like that here?
That would be a lot of fun.
Hey, we can do that. So if you want to do that, hey, we'll talk about it.
That's a good idea. Thank you.
That'll be great. You can host the whole thing. I'm quite sure you know some other talent, right?
Oh, yes.
Would like to get involved?
Yes.
Okay, we'll talk.
Thank you.
All right. Now, you also have another song prepared for us as well.
Yes, I do.
Is that right? Yes. Would you tell us a little bit about that one?
It's called Bubbly by Colby Calais. I've always loved it. It's more of a low-key song, just kind of, sing it, express yourself. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. So.
Okay, so you ready?
Yes.
Okay, get ready, Miss Nicoletta.
Been away for a while now. You got me feeling like a child now. 'Cause every time I see your bubbly face, get the tinglies in a silly place. It starts in my toes, makes me crinkle my nose. Wherever it goes, I always know that you make me smile. Please stay for a while now. Just take your time wherever you go. Rain is falling on my window pane. We are hiding in a safer place. Undercover, staying dry and warm. You give me feelings that I adore. They start in my toes, make me crinkle my nose. Wherever it goes, I always know that you make me smile. Please stay for a while now. Just take your time wherever you go. What am I gonna say? You make me feel this way. I just, and it starts in my toes, make me crinkle my nose. Wherever it goes, I always know that you make me smile. Please stay for a while now. Just take your time wherever you go. Da 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 do 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 do. Ba da ba 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 do do do. Been asleep for a while now. You tuck me in just like a child now. Comfortable enough to feel you warm. Comfortable enough to feel your warmth. It starts in my soul and I lose all control. You kiss my nose, the feeling shows that you make me smile. Please stay for a while now, holding me tight. Wherever wherever you go, wherever, wherever, wherever you go, wherever you go, I'll always know you make me smile. Please stay for a while.
For those of you just joining us, you are missing it. We're here with the very lovely Miss Nicoletta. Hey, let me ask you this. Have you ever done any recording?
Yes. The first recording I did when I was 10 years old, you know, just Lizzie McGuire, Hillary Duff kind of songs, and the national anthem, so we could send it out to people and, you know, see if I could get some jobs. And then the last one I did when I was 14 or 15 with more recent songs and Reflections by Christina Aguilera, my favorite, and stuff like that. So
Yeah, because you got such a beautiful voice. You really should keep on recording that.
Thank
Now, it was brought to my attention. Did you do some recording at Walt Maddox Studio as well?
yes, I did. I did those songs that I just sang for you, the 2 original songs with Walt. So.
Okay. So what do you like performing live in front of an audience versus recording, or do you like both of them equally?
Oh, I love both of them equally.
Is that right?
My grandma, she loves when I record because she can't always make it to my performances. So she loves when I record, and it's good to be able to give.
Well, you know what? I know a lot of people wish they had something that they can put into their CD players as they go to work. Are we going to get a CD out of you soon?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Yes, definitely. I'm hoping to keep on recording and just get better and improve with each time I see the studio.
Cool. Now, your mother and your father is here.
Yes, they are.
Very supportive of you.
Oh, yes.
That's very important.
They are. It means a lot to me. It's really,
That's
really
great. That's great. That's great. Now, you know what? I was speaking to your dad, and he told me that you were going to participate in the Miss Outstanding Teen of Pennsylvania.
Yes. I'm so excited for that. That's coming up in just about 10 days. So, I mean, it's the first pageant I've ever participated in. So when we went to orientation, I was a little bit taken aback. I was like, wow. But it's going to be a really great experience for me because I'll be singing because there's the talent portion of it. And then it's teaching me how to be graceful because I'm a little, you know, clumsy here and there.
I can't tell.
But it's going to be really great. And I get to meet girls from all over Pennsylvania. So, and they've been pretty nice so far.
Yeah, you sound like you're pretty excited about it.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Now, you've already had to, done some of this already and associated with this? But you were just speaking about the girls.
Right.
So you've already gotten together already?
The girls, there was an orientation, which they've never done before, but it was really great to be able to meet them before, because usually you just come on the day of the pageant, do the pageant. But it was really great to be able to meet them, meet some of the judges, and, you know, people that are going to be backstage helping us out. It's a really long event. There's the day before there's an interview, and then there's, you know, luncheons and fun little stuff like that. And then on the 26th, there's the pageant. So.
Is this your first one?
Yes, it's my first one.
So just from a little bit that you've experienced already, does it seem like there might be something that you might want to repeat and do again?
Yes, I think you can only be 16 years old to compete in this particular one. But then when you're 18, you can compete in the Miss Pennsylvania.
Okay. So that might be something you might want to get involved with that as well.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Also, it's been brought to my attention that you also are talented in another field, and that's acting.
Acting.
Yeah.
Like I said, I used to go to Larry Servi and taken some acting classes there, and then, which I'd like to keep on pursuing, and then the musicals and plays and stuff at school.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I'd love to keep up with that.
Well, that's good that you enjoy that.
Yes.
Now, you also play guitar?
I just got a guitar a few months ago.
Okay.
And, I'm going to be starting lessons. I've toyed around with it a little, gone on the YouTube site, tried to figure out, what's what, but I'm not very good yet.
Okay, can I ask you, what made you pick the guitar?
Well, I think it's a really easy instrument to be able to pick up and take with you, and just you can have, your instrumentals right there with you. I think the keyboard, as we were talking about earlier, is a great tool to be able to play. I'd love to learn that too. But guitar is also great because you can bring it on an airplane and, anyway.
Very, very smart young lady, man, I tell you. I never thought about that, because actually, like you said, you can get an acoustic guitar and you can go. You just, like you said, you can pick it up and go. You can take it on the plane with you.
Exactly.
Keyboard, you need an amp.
Right.
I'm a drummer, so you know what that's all involved
Right.
with.
That's got to be.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's great. That's great. That's great. Now, let's get back to the Miss Outstanding Teen of Pennsylvania. You're able to pick a platform.
Right.
Now, is that a secret, or can you talk about that now?
I can talk about that. My platform is, making awareness about bullying and cyberbullying, because I feel it's a really hot topic these days. Everyone has experienced it here or there, and with the whole phones and technology coming, getting greater and greater, it's a great thing, but it's also a very dangerous thing too, because people use that, to hurt other people and bully them, and because they have all these guts and stuff behind closed doors, but then when they're in public, they're not so brave anymore. But, there's been kids who have actually hurt themselves or killed themselves over this topic. So I think it's very important, and people don't talk about it as much. It's kind of like hush hush, and I don't really understand why. So I'm just trying to let parents as well as kids know that it's out there, and you just have to be aware of it and kind of dust it off, because it's probably not going to go away.
Yeah. Well, you're a very special young lady.
Thank you.
And not because you have a beautiful voice, because you do, and not because you're very pretty, but I can tell that you actually care about people.
I do.
And that's really special, and you should keep that going, And now let's talk about writing music. Do you write any music?
I've recently started. I have a little notebook, that I've been writing down just ideas and different things in it. I don't actually have a whole song. I do have troubles putting all my thoughts together to make something melodic and beautiful, but I'm working on it, definitely in the near future. Okay.
So, well, how do you write? I mean, do you sit down and say, well, today I'm going to write a love song, or today I'm going to write a "Ooh, Baby, Don't Leave Me" song, or how does that work? Or does something have to inspire you to write something?
Something has to inspire me. It's whatever I did that day, You walk downstairs, you eat a Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
If that was the highlight of your day, write down that you ate a Pop-Tart,
That's cool.
But especially at my age, there's boys in school and mean girls and nice girls and best friends, and the next day you're not best friends, and I just write it down, whatever happens, and it'll eventually turn into something, I'm sure.
That's great. That's great. Now, speaking of music, you have another song for us, correct?
Yes, I do. I'm going to go back a little bit to one of my favorite songs, At Last by Etta James.
No.
So, yeah.
Etta James, I love that song.
But I don't know. I don't know if I can, live up to her, but I can try.
Don't worry about it. I don't think you have a problem.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for At Last by Miss Nicoletta.
My love has come lonely days are over, and life is like a song. Oh yeah, yeah, at last. The skies above are blue. My heart was wrapped up in clover. And that I looked at you. Oh, I found a dream that I could speak to, a dream that I could call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to, a thrill that I have never known. Oh, oh, you smiled, and then the spell was cast, and here we are in heaven. For you are mine at last. Oh, at last.
At last. Boy, I tell you, you really sang that song.
Thank you.
That shows you're very versatile. I mean, you can sing, but you can reach back, and you recognize like the good some of the good songs from back then
Right.
too.
Well, like I said, at my grandma's house, we were, grew up with like all those older songs, and then that influenced me to look back on more, and I love the music. I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes I wish we could still have more of that on the radio, like 96.1 and stuff like that.
Right. Now, just in case you want to know how you can get in touch with Nicoletta, I'm going to tell you again, so you better get your pencil out here at 412-779-6068. Now, let me ask you this. Would you like to be a superstar?
I would love to.
You would like to be a
Isn't that
superstar?
everyone's dream?
Yeah.
I'd love that.
Well, what are your plans for the future? I mean, do you have a master plan mapped out on how you're going to achieve that goal?
Well, I don't think anyone can really plan out how they're going to get to stardom, but I'd love to at some point. My aunt lives out in California, and ever since we were little, my parents would take us out there once a year, once every 2 years on a vacation, and I just fell in love with it down there. And everything. I love Hollywood. I love, everything about it down there. And so eventually I'd love to move out there, at least for a short amount of time, because I feel like if I don't, then I'll always wonder what it was like, what it would be like to live there, and I don't want to live like that. So definitely, probably right out of high school, I'd love to try it down there. And my aunt says that I could stay with her for a little and, get my stuff together.
So actually, you know what? That's part of the plan.
Right.
Yeah. So
I think there are a lot of opportunities in Pittsburgh, but I feel like there's a ton more out somewhere in California. So
right, exactly. So you're gonna make the move.
Right.
Okay, you're gonna tighten up your songwriting skills.
Right.
Now, do you like to sing every day?
Yes. Well, I find myself singing something every day.
You do?
It's not a hassle. Like, I don't have to be like, oh, an hour to sit down and practice my music. It's just, I usually sit there on the computer and find new songs that I like, or, you know, with my writing and stuff like that, and just try and put it together, and it keeps me going. But
Now, let me ask you this. What do you think a entertainer's strongest asset is in this business?
I think an entertainer's strongest asset would be to have a good personality and, you know, some talent. But that's not always it, because sometimes if you listen on the radio now, that not all people have the best ability, but I think it's just what you make of it. I think it's being at the right place at the right time, and also just, you know, commitment too, and just commitment, and having a good personality, and
Yeah.
I think that makes it.
Yeah. You know what? I'll always tell people that because I've been in the business a long time, and actually I feel that the strongest asset that any entertainer can have is his name. Because I mean, you can have all those things that you just mentioned, and if you put your name up on the marquee down at the Benedum, nobody knows you. I mean, you can have all those traits and you can be the greatest singer in the world, but if nobody knows you, who's going to go in the box office and buy a ticket? So your name is your strongest asset. Well, how do you get people to know your name? You perform as much as you can in front of as many people as you can, and that's how you develop, you know, your following. So when they see your name up there, they know who you are, and they'll go buy a ticket. And that's what I try to tell people. So I said all that to say that my advice to you is to continue to doing what you're doing, and try to sing in front of as many people and as often as you can. You know, because you first of all, you're perfecting your skill. You know, you're perfecting your trade, and also you're getting your name out there.
Right.
You know, people will start to know you. I tried to tell that to a singing group one time, and they didn't get the concept. You know, they kind of felt that, well, we're going to cut a CD and then we're going to make. I said, no.
Take every opportunity that you can.
Right. No stone unturned.
Right.
Because actually in this business, a CD is actually a marketing tool so you can work.
Right.
Really. I mean, you know, when you work when it all boils down, if you have a #1 record out, you know what I mean, after the manager gets paid, the record company gets all their monies, and all is said and done, you walk away with about $40,000.
Right.
You know, which is not a whole lot of money, you know. People think it's a lot of money, but when you really make your money in this business is doing live performances, live appearances. That's where the artist really makes their money. So it looks like you really enjoy doing that. So
I love it.
Yeah.
I think you have to love it.
Yeah.
Because that's what keeps you going, keeps your passion for it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, I know Simon Cowell is probably looking for you. Have you thought about going that way?
Towards American Idol?
Yeah.
I'd love that. Actually, when I was 13, I applied for the first ever American Idol camp in Boston, Massachusetts, and I got in. And what we did was we went to Boston for 10 days and stayed in dorms, and we basically took classes, which were like electives, fun stuff. People taught us about songwriting. We got to meet Ace Young from American Idol. That was fun. And we just had workshops on, you know, how to write your own music. And there were kids there who not only loved to sing, but they loved to act and dance too. So there was a lot of talent there. And at the end, we did this big show for, you know, whatever parents or family, friends wanted to come down and watch. It was a lot of fun. It was a great experience. And what I thought was really cool about it was everyone there had so much passion for it that one day there was this kid who just picked up a guitar and started playing, and then another kid sat down, played the piano, then I would start singing, and then like pretty soon our whole camp was together and we were all performing, and it was a lot of fun. It was just in one of our lunch like lunchtime or whatever.
Wow.
It was a lot of fun.
That's great, man. That's great. That's great. Now, when you were growing up and just starting out to singing and stuff like that, did you have any singers that inspired you, or that you kind of like looked up to?
Christina Aguilera was probably the first person, and Britney Spears. Who didn't look up to Britney Spears?
Yeah.
But Christina, I just recognized her. She just had raw talent. She was so young and so like amazing and strong, and I was just amazed. I never got to see one of her concerts, but they came to Pittsburgh a few years ago, and definitely next time she comes, I want to see her. Because I think it's cool she came from Pittsburgh. Didn't you have her on the show?
Yeah, actually, she sang right in the studio.
That's
know,
awesome.
I had a chance to work with her for about 5 years. You know, and I see a lot of her traits in you, because she had a lot of drive, and I see you have that same type of drive.
Thank
You have that enthusiasm about what you're doing. You know what I mean? And you got to have that. You know.
That's probably the biggest compliment I've ever had.
Yeah, I'm serious about that, you know. And plus you have the voice, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to just be truthful with you. You have the look.
Thanks.
A lot of people, I mean, they don't want to admit to it, but, you know, when you get out here with these companies, you have to have a certain look to put on that CD cover. Because you go to a record store and you got all these CDs, and they want to look that, you know, when you walk past, you want to, you know, and pick that up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you have all that stuff going for you. So you're off to a really good start.
Thank you very
You know what I mean? No, I know you sang the Etta James song. Now, besides Christina and Britney Spears, was there anyone else that influenced you or inspired you?
Well, back to American Idol, Kelly Clarkson was one of my favorites. Just right from the start, right from the beginning. I got her CD, Behind Hazel Eyes, I think it was called, and I know every single song off of that CD. That was my favorite. And then Carrie Underwood, which I love because I like to have, you know, versatile, different genres of music, and those are pretty much my favorites. Right? And I also love Michael Bublé, his Home song. I love that song. And when I was younger, of course, you know, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys. I loved that. I saw NSYNC in concert. That was good.
Now, would you welcome an opportunity to sing in like a girls group, like say a Destiny's Child or something like that? Would you welcome that, or you just like to stay solo?
I'd welcome anything like that. I think that would be a great opportunity to work with other people. You know, maybe you can get more opportunities if you're with a group, because people may see that and be like, you know, that might catch people's eye better. But I'd also like to stick solo a little too. But I'm not, you know,
but you're not
I
close
to be
to
by
that.
myself. Right, I'm not closed.
Okay, cool. Now let's talk a little bit about the music business. How knowledgeable are you about the business at this point right now?
Well, from my understanding, it's very kind of grueling, and it's, you know, a lot of hard work. And it's not just something, you know, when you're a kid, you're like, oh, I want to be a singer. You have to understand that the business is difficult, and there are a lot of different people that will shut you down before you get to someone who will, you know, take you under their wing and make you into something. But I think if you have a strong backbone and the drive and determination like I do, I think that will, you know, I went to California a few years ago, and we met with some different people, and basically I was only like 13, probably like 100 pounds. And they were like, you know, you're too chubby for this, and we just left, and we were like, you know, we knew it was going to be like that. It's okay to get through that. But, I mean, I understand it is what it is.
So as far as a manager, what is his function? An agent, you know, what is his function? A distribution deal. Would you know a good distribution deal if you've seen one?
You know, I'm looking into that more.
See?
My dad is probably very, I think it's good to have a manager. I mean, that's great. But my dad is pretty much, no one's going to love you like your dad.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So
Right.
he keeps his eyes open for me, and he's smart businessman. So when he sees something that I should, take as an opportunity, he tells me.
Okay, good,
So.
good. Yeah.
I'm happy I have him.
Yeah, you're very blessed to have
Yes,
him.
I'm blessed.
Yeah. But and that's the reason why I was saying that, because I know, like, down through the years, there's been a lot of people that have gotten into this business and got ripped off because they signed the dotted line and really didn't understand what they were signing, and when the money came in, it went. Phew.
Right, it went right to them.
And it went to the manager, and it went to everyone else but them, you know what I
Right.
mean? And that's why, I was saying that as far as the business end of the
right.
music business, I would suggest that maybe, look into that more in
Right.
depth. Because actually, it's like 75% business and 25% music.
Right,
You know what I mean?
because whenever you get, the first thing a lot of people say is like, oh, you want to sign with this record label? And you're like, oh, a record deal, you sign it. But I understand, like, gotta look into that.
Yeah. But you recognize that, though, and that's good, because you recognize the nature of the beast. I mean, all glitter is not gold, and you got your dad right there, man, so that's good.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you another question. Is there anything else you would like people to know about you that we hasn't talked about yet?
I think just that I'm very open to new things, and I try my best at everything, and I have a really good backbone, and
You do.
a good family. I have brother and sister, and big family, and just happy. So I think that if anything, just I try to be as much of a positive person as I can be. So even if things don't always go your way, it's okay, because there's always like a new day. You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
Yeah, I like the positivity about you.
Thank you.
Yeah, but let me ask you this: what about the profanity in music and stuff like that? What is your thoughts on that?
It's selling. People like that.
Yeah.
I even find myself guilty of not even knowing what they're talking about. I sing the words and I'm like, what did I just say? There's a lot of profanity because, I don't know, I guess America likes bad words and, stuff like that. But it's selling. It's not something that I would like to, portray in my music, but I am guilty of listening to it sometimes. It's, if you have a good beat and a good, sense of the song, like sometimes the lyrics just are second best, which is kind of sad sometimes.
Yeah,
but,
You get caught up in the beat.
Right, you get
and
caught up in
everything.
the music, not the lyrics. So.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Well, I tell you what, I really enjoyed you coming on the show today.
Thank you very much
You
for having me.
Yeah, you are very, very talented, man. Walt told me, he called me up, he says, man, I got this young lady, man, and she's fantastic, man. You got to bring her on the show. And I'm like, okay, bring her on, And then when I heard you sing that first song, man, you just blew me away,
Thank you very much.
And then your personality. That's very important, and it's natural. That's who you are. You know what I mean? And you care about people. That you're off to a great start.
Thank you.
And I really appreciate you coming on. Like I said, now you're going to leave us with another song?
Yes, I have one more song, Into the Country, part of it. It's called Bless the Broken Road. So it's by Rascal Flatts.
Okay.
One of my favorite country bands.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try that. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Miss Nicoletta.
set out on a narrow way many years ago, hoping I would find true love on the broken road. But I got lost a time or two, what my brown kept pushing through. I couldn't see how every sign pointed straight to you. Every long lost dream led me to where you are. Others who broke my heart, they were like northern stars, pointing me on my way into your loving arms. This much I know is true, that God bless the broken road and led me straight to you. Yes, I do. Think about the years I've spent just passing through. Like to have the time I lost and give it back to you. As you just smile and take my hand, you've been there, you understand. It's all part of a grander plan that is coming true. Every long lost dream led me to where you are. Others who broke my heart, they were like northern stars, pointing me on my way into your loving arms. This much I know is true, that God bless the broken road and led me straight to you. Road and led me straight to you. That God bless the broken road and led me straight